Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our first workshop session with Neil Mullarkey. You already started. I want also to thank all the volunteers that in a second will join our session and participate in this session and also next week. For those who doesn't familiar with Neil, Neil is the co-founder of the Comedy Store Players together with Mike Myers. Feel free to jump in if I having any mistakes here. He appears on many TV shows and movies, including Austin Powers, Saturday Live, and QI. He also worked with a lot of talented actors and big names in the comedy, film, and TV industry. And for the next 3 weeks, Neil is going to help us to improve our improvisation skills, make our GVCs fun, and share many useful tips and advice from his own experience after consulting a lot of companies and organizations throughout his career. One more thing before we are jumping into the real session is for you guys that actually on the live stream, we are just launched a new platform, live stream platform, and basically you actually can contribute to the discussion. So if you have any question or any remark that you want to mention, you have the live chat box that basically you can use, and we will try to address it during the session. Yeah, and I think with saying that, Neil, the stage is yours.
Merci, everyone. Let's give a little round of applause for Guy. Merci.
Woo!
Thank you. Okay. So hello, my name is Neil Mullarkey. Thank you very much for joining. I have my volunteers, Kajal, I have Sarah, I have Bartosz, I have Swati. In a moment we have Noah, but Noah, you can see, is in some kind of underground lair that goes back about half a mile back into the distance. So they're going to be my volunteers. But what I'm going to do first of all is we're going to just take a moment, because I come from the world of improv. So Pete, put things into the chat if you've ever seen an improv show. Improvised, often comedy, but not always comedy. Improvised theater, where the audience gives suggestions to the actors and then the actors act it out there and then. It's been around a long time. And there's a TV show in the United States, in the United Kingdom and Australia. You may have seen it. It's called Whose Line Is It Anyway? Whose Line Is It Anyway? If you've never seen it, don't worry. If you've never seen an improv show, don't worry. I was just like you a long time ago, even before Noah was born. 1985, I met a man called Mike Myers, who's Shrek, Austin Powers, Wayne of Wayne's World. But again, many of you may be far too young to remember this. But he had come from a company called Second City Theater. I knew of them because I loved a film called The Blues Brothers. And a lot of people come from Second City to Saturday Night Live, to movies like Ghostbusters, and people like Steve Carell, The Office, Tina Fey, Terry Rock. If you've never heard of them, you might even know that the former chief executive of Twitter trained with Second City. And these skills of improv, I've been teaching now for 20 years to people in business. But today we're just going to have fun. My wonderful volunteers, they're going to show you how to do it. They haven't done this before. I had 5 minutes with them beforehand. They're not professional improvisers. They're just good, enthusiastic volunteers. So that's what we need you to do as well. You're going to watch, but maybe just right now, get a pen and paper. Get a pen and paper. You might need to do something in a minute to write stuff down. So keep on your toes. Keep on your toes, because I'll come to you at any stage. Put stuff in the in the chat. And my 5 volunteers, you're going to help me now. We're going to just do a little tiny improv exercise. We have 100+ viewing. That's great. That's all of Craig Fenton's family. That's fantastic. So you're going to watch our volunteers, all you people out there in Wi-Fi internet land, Googlers and friends, and we're going to do a little exercise just to get you started, to show everybody you can do improv. Because you might say, I like a script, I like to be prepared. That's fine. I like to be prepared as well. But I like to do a show where the audience gives us suggestions and we can create a scene, a story, a show there and then. But when we do a show, we are prepared. We know who's in the team. We know we're going to do it. We know what time. So we have a great mix of preparation and spontaneity. This is where you can have a great advantage of bringing the both, not stuck to a script, not completely disorganized. So these volunteers are already in the zone. 90% of the battle is volunteering, is saying, yes, I'm going to do it. So what's going to happen now is if you're out there in Google land, you're just going to shut your eyes and you're going to do improvisation. We might even ask my 5 volunteers, up to you, you might want to turn off your camera as long as you turn it back on in a minute. But just, I want to imagine you're on a journey and you're walking down a road. You're walking down a road. It's a road in your mind. Maybe it's a road you've been down lately. Everybody do this at home. Shut your eyes. Start thinking about where you are. So start thinking about all the things that you might see on this journey. You're walking down a road. What kind of road is it? Is it a lane? Is it a boulevard? Is it an avenue? It's coming clearer in your mind's eye. Maybe you were walking down it this very morning. Maybe you haven't been down that road for many years. Maybe it's somewhere you go now and then, but it's becoming clear. You're just seeing it in your mind's eye. And you're walking down the road. You're looking to your left. What do you see on your left? Yes, perhaps you see trees. Perhaps you see the seaside. Maybe you see houses. Maybe you see city. Maybe you see tall buildings, or perhaps something different. You're walking down the road. You see your feet touching the ground. Is it a dusty lane? Is it a pavement, a sidewalk? What kind of place is it? Now look to your right. What do you see? You see the same as you saw on the left. You see mountains maybe, or houses, but it's something that's really clear. It's becoming clear where you are now, and you're enjoying the place where you are. It's becoming a little bit more comfortable to be there. And as you're looking around, you're getting a sense, is it sunny? Is it rainy? Right now in London, it's raining. But in your story you're creating now, you're deciding the weather, and you see ahead of you, there's a building. Can you see that building? What kind of building is it? Is it a house? Is it some kind of shop? Is it a lonely barn, a church, a castle, a marquee? But you can see it. Maybe you had to turn right to get to it, or left, but there it is, this place. And maybe you've been inside there before. Maybe you've never, ever been before, but you're now by the edge of that building. There's a door. See your hand, grasp the handle. It opens the door. What kind of door is it? Is it a heavy door? Is it a light door? What kind of door is it? Because now you're shutting the door behind you. Where are you now? You're inside a different place that you hadn't been inside before. Now you're inside this building. There you are. Perhaps you've been there before, but right now you're looking around with a different sensibility. You're noticing different stuff. You're noticing some details in that room. And right in the middle of that room, you see there's a gift with your name on, a present, un cadeau, as I would say en français. There's a gift with your name on. Open the box, tear off the wrapping paper, whatever it is. Is it large? Is it small? What is that gift? Pick it up, hold it, touch it, feel it, sniff it. What kind of thing is it? Do you recognize it? Do you know what it is? Maybe you do. Maybe it's something you wanted. Maybe it's something you never, ever wanted. You can't even realize what it is. And that is your gift that you and I have co-created. We have improvised a story together. You have improvised a gift. So now you can wake up. You can turn on your camera again, open your eyes. Everyone at home, write down what it was the gift was. But my friends here, Noah, unmute yourself. Tell us, what was the gift you had in your story?
A chocolate cake.
A chocolate cake. And Noah, and Kajal, was it the same? A chocolate cake. So we're going to do thumbs up if we agree, and big nods, and thumbs down if we don't agree. So Kajal, where was your chocolate cake? Was it a chocolate cake type of environment?
It was actually weirdly back in Manipal, where I studied for my master's degree, in the middle of an empty room. And it was a really decadent piece of fudgy chocolate.
Wow. You see how wonderful the mind is, creating real detail. Because what I was doing is I was giving you offers. I was giving you lots of options. And Sarah, did you find after a while, you kind of stopped listening to what I was saying because you found where you were? Your mind's eye told you where you were. Tell me, where you ended up? What was the environment?
I ended up inside the Globe in London, the theater.
the Shakespeare's Globe, the theatre here in London, which is the remodeled version of the Globe from Shakespeare's time, which I perform at once a year with the Comedy Store. So what was the gift, Sarah?
The funny thing was, you know, the Harry Potter golden snitch, the little flying ball.
Yes, there you go. Wonderful. But did any of my 5 friends find themselves kind of hearing me, but at a certain point you say, that doesn't fit my story, and you kind of tuned me out a little bit because you had a really strong idea. So Swati has to leave us at 2 p.m. London time. She's got maybe it's some exciting thing this evening, we don't know. Or maybe she just finishes work at a certain time. So
Just
Swati, another training. Oh no, won't be as much fun as this. But tell us, did you find that you kind of tuned out? You didn't listen to what I said?
Yes, I was just so surely in Australia riding along this beach road that after that, when you were telling, look here, look there, I was just whizzing past. I was in a fast car and I was just going past, and this beach on my left and buildings on my right. That when you were saying things, I was like, no, none of this.
Yes. What I love about this exercise is it shows us our brain can't cope with too many ideas. And once it's got a strong idea of its own, it goes with it. It stops listening in some ways. So real listening is when you take my idea. But maybe Bartosz, did you find you were trying to do everything I said and you ended up nowhere? It was too confusing.
I think I tried to do as you described, but ended up in a weird place because I was wandering on the countryside by the sea. The building that you described was actually a shipyard, a big warehouse, but the gift that I opened was not belonging there because I found a guitar, so that didn't make
a guitar. And so anybody who's checking on the chat, in the chat, tell us where you ended up. Tell us, maybe, was it annoying that I kept giving you different options? Because I'm trying to get you to realize your brain wants simplicity. Your brain is looking for easy answers. So it may be that one strong image came to you very early on, and that sort of told you the whole story in many ways. So I'm loving the Australian thing. Noah, why did you have a chocolate cake? So unmute yourself. Where was this chocolate cake?
It was in the walk-in freezer.
The walk-in freezer, which was in?
The bedroom.
The bedroom of?
The house.
Your house?
Down the road.
Down the road. So you went down your own road. Okay. Again, I love the diversity here is I'm giving you stuff and you all interpret it in different ways. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about improv, about how we do improv theatre, because rule 1 is to listen. Really listen to what my partner tells me. But of course, we've just shown it's quite hard to listen to, click top right to see live comments. Well, let's see if I can do that. Live comments. No, I can't see those. Well, anyway, somebody will tell me. Oh, no, I don't know how to do that. Live comments. No, never mind. So it's good that people just tell me every now and again. So how do I, I see, yes, there we go, live comments. How stupid I am. Aesthetically pleasing and calming, how exciting. A mug, I don't really know. So that's fun. So we all did something different with the offers I gave you. So Bartosz, is Polish your first language?
Yes, it is.
Do you know the word in English offer? An offer.
Yeah.
In French, it's oferta or offer. What is the Polish for offer?
It's actually oferta.
Oferta, that's what I thought, yeah. In German, it's Angebot. So there you go. In improv, we treat what the other player says as an offer. So imagine, I gave you some offers, and you took some, you didn't take all of them, and you took the same ones in different ways. So some of you ended up somewhere very much where you are today, some from the past, but you each took it your way. And if I was doing a scene with you, look, Briege is saying, I found a plate of homemade scones with raspberry jam in a country lodge. Thank you for playing. This is wonderful. Isn't it wonderful? We all have these great imaginations. And I particularly like the specific nature of what we saw, from simple instructions, some of which you ignored, some of which you didn't listen to because you had a strong idea. But the rule 1 of improv is all about I listen to you, I listen to your offers. So if I'm in a scene at the Comedy Store and one day we'll return, the Comedy Store players, we'll be back one day, maybe socially distanced. But what we do is we ask the audience, 2 actors, can we have a suggestion for a location? And they might say hospital. Hospital. Oh, Irina Ionescu was saying mine was empty. I opened it, but nothing was inside. Hopefully by the end of this hour, there will be something inside your box, inside that rapping that is your gift. But if I'm on stage and the audience gives me a suggestion, hospital, I get on and I tell my partner, I say, we start the scene, we create the story. Good morning, doctor. And that's my offer. I've called her doctor, I've called him doctor, and then he or she might say, good morning, nurse. And that's the offer. She's given me nurse, I've given her doctor. And we always work with what the other person, we listen and we accept the offer. Or the thing is, again, we've shown today how we have choices to do different things with the offer. And if I say, good morning, doctor, my colleague might go, good morning, Mr. Johnson, I see your leg is better. And improv is all about making my partner look good. So if she's called me Mr. Johnson, I'm Mr. Johnson. She's made me a patient. She's talked about my leg. So, whoopsie, my job is to make her look good and to work with her offer, to accept the offer. So it could be that I go, yes, my leg is better and I'm playing football again. I'm playing soccer. And then she might go, all right, my job is to make my partner look good. Soccer, I heard you scored 3 goals at the weekend. So of my 5 colleagues, who here has seen an improv show and couldn't believe it was improvised? We listen like an improviser because we're so used to giving and taking. I stop when I think you've got an idea. I don't start until you finish, and I try and build on your idea. We try to say yes, and yes, that's a great idea, and here's something added to it. And now what happens though when it goes like this? Good morning, doctor. And the other person says, I'm not a doctor. We call that a block. Wave at me, my friends. Has anyone ever experienced a block in life? Work, home? Yes. Okay. So Kajal, do you know any other languages where we would translate block? Bartosz, Sarah, you're Italian. What's the Italian for block?
Blocco.
Blocco. Bartosz, Polish?
It's block.
Block. Kajal, Swati, any other languages you know?
In Hindi, I think Badha.
Okay.
Or Rukawat.
Right, there you go. So we're trying to get over the block. But of course, the thing is, the improv ethos is always, that feels like a block. I'm angry, I'm sad, I want to cry. But no, the improv ethos is, how do I make my partner look good? How do I work with what she gave me? That feels like a block, but no, it's not a block. It's an offer in disguise. I can still use what my partner gave me because my job is to make my partner look good. So if I go, good morning, doctor, I'm not a doctor. How can I reframe I'm not a doctor into an offer? I could say, you're not a doctor? Well, I'm not a patient, but I come here to the hospital every day just to hang out. Isn't it fun? So I've made my partner right. I've chosen to reframe I'm not a doctor into I'm not what I appear to be. And we can have a story about these strange people wandering around hospital. So that's the ethos of improv. I know Kajal is a very good student. He's been writing down, listen, accept the offer, then send it back with something added. That's all we're going to do. And then that's a very highfalutin way of explaining the rules of improv. Listen with intent, intentive listening. And I wrote a blog for LinkedIn once when I published my book about people skills, and one chapter's called Listening, and I said, I've made it up, intentive, like listening with intent, one step beyond active. And somebody said, you didn't make up the word. It's from the 12th century French, attentif, intentive. So really, that's what we're going to demonstrate now. Swati has to go in 10 minutes, but let's do a game together. So we have to do Swati and I, so Swati unmute, and we're going to tell a story, but it's only in 3 words. Like, I like cheese. Horses ride hard. Sea is nice. That's it. Just a 3-word sentence. Are you ready? Give me thumbs up. Give me nodding. Okay. So it might be, I
am
beautiful. There we go. What a great story. You start now, Swati.
books,
Are.
blue,
Okay. I think you said books. Yes.
but the books behind you are blue.
Oh, there you go. See, look how the mind is working. How many of you, put it in chat, and how many of my friends, how many of you have been thinking and not listening to anything I say, but just thinking, did he color code his books? And that's all you've thought about? You can see how tiring video conferences are, because we can't help but think what's going on with Noah. Has he got a kind of really deep thing there? There's something a long way back there. He's got 2 windows. Bartosz is kind of, maybe he's just got a few books left. Sarah is on the Millennium Bridge in London. Swati is in some sort of cupboard. I don't know what environment. Are you there? And Kajal's got some sort of curtain behind you. You can see our brains trying to work out all this stuff. That's why these video conferences can be so tiring. So my tip, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but next week we'll talk about this. Just give yourself a rest. Give yourself half an hour, not an hour. Turn off the camera every now and again just to have a rest, because our brain is really working much harder than it should be. My children doing 5 hours a day on the computer. It's really tiring, more tiring than 5 hours in real life. So we've done a story. So Kajal, why don't we now continue? We'll carry on. The 3 of us will make a 4-word story. So I'll say I, then Kajal go 2, then Swati 3.
Love.
Reading.
Books. Especially this book. It's my book. So Alicia is saying, bookshelf goals. Yes, there we go. Now, of course, they're all, Thomas Schreiber is reorganizing his books right now. Don't be doing it now, do it later. But it's something calming about there, isn't it? So we're going to carry on now. We're going to do a story 1 word at a time. So I'm going to give myself the number 1. Kajal is 2. Bartosz is 3. Sarah 4. Swati 5. Noah 6. And we'll just keep going. And we'll do a story. The story is the day I went to the zoo. The zoo, okay? So we'll go with I went to the zoo. Off you go. I
Went.
To
The
Zoo.
Roar.
said
The
lion,
and
The
Parrot.
laughed.
oh,
I
decided
To
Eat.
The
parrot.
and
spitted
It
On.
the
Fire.
full stop,
Wait.
period. Off you go. Bartosz, next sentence.
animals,
are
Amazing.
Dogs.
Aren't
Quite.
as
bright.
So
I.
gave
Parrots.
biscuits,
And
They
Spit.
out
Seeds.
and
picked
The
Flower.
suddenly
Out.
and and
about
I
Drove.
to
Camels.
which
surprisingly
Were
Brown.
lions
Roar.
at
the
Midnight.
Colored.
parrot. Okay,
Quite.
pause. Round of applause, everybody. Now, put in the chat, what did you want to happen there? I mean, I bet everyone's thinking, well, like, what happened to the lion? What happened to the parrot? Where was the fire from? And when making an improv story, what we did there nicely was we brought things back. We kind of wove things in. It's quite hard with the 1 second delay, but we did very well. So round of applause again for my team. And now we're going to do an interesting exercise. So everybody who's at home, get your pencil and paper out. We're going to do a game called 8 Things. 8 Things. So Bartosz, I want you to think of a category. They could be like countries or girls' names. And when you think of the category, I've got to say 8 things in that category. And people at home, you have to write down 4 things because writing takes longer. We're just going to loosen your improv muscles. So Bartosz, what's the yes, Giuseppe, play this with your children. Yes, get them improvising. So Bartosz, what is the category?
We can stay with animals.
Oh, animals, easy. Lions, parrots, tigers, zebras, giraffes, elephant, monkey, orangutan. Okay, Bartosz, you now have to tell me 8 things, and the category is cars. Car.
Sedan, van, Combi, Audi, Mercedes, Volkswagen, BMW, and Tesla.
Very good. Very modern cars. Excellent work. Swati, you're about to go. I want you to give me 8 girls' names. Are you doing this at home, by the way? 8 girls' names.
Swati, Kajal, Sarah, Chloe, Divya, Varsha, Kriti, Shamima.
Excellent. Okay, Noah, are you ready? Noah looks like he's writing stuff down. Maybe he's doing it as well. How many did you get?
3.
3. Okay. So you now have to give me 8 breakfast cereals.
Wheaties, Special K, Rice Krispies, Weetabix, Alpen, Muesli, porridge, steel cutouts.
Seal cutouts?
Steel cut oats.
Steel cut oats. I was thinking seal cutouts, like a stencil of a steel. That's exciting. So Sarah, how are you doing? Could you tell me, and you can do this in Italian if you like, tell me 8 fruits.
Mela, pera, banana, uva, prugna, mango e pampelmo.
Excellent. Now, I don't speak Italian, and she could have just been saying any old nonsense. Whatever. Luckily, I recognize mango. So anybody at home, please write down in the chat, was she really speaking Italian fruits, or was she just talking nonsense? That's what I want to know. Okay, Swati, do you have to go? You have 2 minutes?
I can stay on for another 15 minutes. Luckily.
Oh, right. That's exciting. Oh, round of applause. Hurrah. Thank you. Okay, so let's have a go. Now, just let's get us moving around. We've been on half an hour. You know, they say that sitting is the new smoking. So if we spend all day doing this, so everyone, let's see if we can do this. First of all, we'll just do some hand movements. So put your hands up like this. And at home as well, feel like doing it as well. So let's go left and right or right and left. See if we can do it. So Kajal, will you lead us? So whatever you do with your hands, let's follow it. Oh, everyone's saying the fruits were cool. Good. Okay. So Kajal, you're our choreographer, our dance captain. Whatever you do, we'll follow. Excellent. Okay. Now, Bartosz and everyone else, we have to stand up. You'll notice I'm standing up already. So everyone stand up. Let's get moving. What are we going to do? Maybe your background is too embarrassing, but who knows? There we go. So Bartosz, you lead us. What are you going to make us do? Oh, yes. Nice. Oh, yeah. Very good stuff. That's great. Okay. Good. Right. Thank you. Round of applause. Sit down. So we're doing very well. We have Swati for another 15 minutes. Maybe there's going to be angry in your next meeting saying, what is that guy doing, making her stay too long? So let's think about another story, which is the whole ethos of improv is to go yes and, as I mentioned before. Yes, I accept your offer and I build on it. So this is a game. We're going to do that. I think Noah and I can do this because I've met Noah before. He can do this. I know it. So we're going to play yes and, okay? So it goes, I'm going to the shops. Yes, and I'd like some Italian fruit. Yes, and I can speak perfect Italian. Yes, and I particularly like a mango. Yes, and I'd like a brashka bomba. which sounded a bit Polish. Sorry about that. So anyway, so we're going to play yes and. I know Noah's played this before. So Sarah, give us an occupation, a job somebody might do somewhere.
Consultant.
Oh, consultant. So like a management consultant?
Yeah,
Or
management.
a hospital consultant. That's a bit scary because I know that's how Noah used to do that. So that might be too scary for him. I think Swati, give him an easier one where he's not thinking about what's the right answer.
Fruit seller.
Fruit seller. Okay. Excellent. Okay. And the other four of you, just look around where you are and get an object. Don't show it to me yet. Just bring it under your screen. Get an object. And you may have to move, but it could be fun. Don't make it just, a phone or whatever. Okay. Are you ready? We're two fruit sellers, Noah. So, Bartosz has turned his camera off. That's exciting. So we're fruit sellers. Why don't we start with these mangoes look delicious? Then yes and.
Yes. And they're for sale.
Yes. And I think that I might make a mango dessert this evening, maybe mango mousse.
Yes. And I'd be thrilled to come over and help you eat it.
Yes. And you do know you have to dress up, don't you?
Yes, I'm always prepared with props and things to dress up with.
Yes. And I feel that my fruit shop could do better. I need to bring in a management consultant.
Yes, and I know just the people for that.
Yes, and I've got such a feeling for fruits. My idea is to label all the fruits in Italian, even though we're in London.
Yes, and I think then you would get a complete set of customers.
Yes, and then we could charge more, because that's what I care about, money.
Yes, and then I could come to your palace for dinner to eat the mangoes.
Yes, I would like that too. I'm thinking about buying Buckingham Palace.
Yes, although there's a daughtery old lady there.
Yes, and if we give her some poison mango, we could get rid of her.
Yes, and then we'd have to think about her sons.
Yes, and we could have a whole party with poison mango, and then I would be king.
Yes, and that would make me your queen.
Yes, and thank you very much. Hooray! Thank you, Noah. Okay, in the chat, Thomas Schreiber says, do you recommend standing up for video conference presentations? I think sometimes, yeah. Sometimes. Depends what energy it is. Depends how long it's going to be. But if you sit down all day, it's not great for you. Some people have a standing desk. That could help. I've got a whole pile of books underneath my laptop, and they could fall over at any stage. So we're going to...
What color are your books, Neil? I think everyone wants to know what color the books holding the laptop are.
Well, actually, it's just a bunch of files that they're no particular color. If I could turn my camera around to see this side, you'd be shocked. Shocked. My wife is saying, it took a global pandemic for you to tidy one side of the office. So you don't want to look on this side. Okay. So did you like the yes and game? Do you see how it generates ideas? And it's not always easy to say yes and, is it, in real life? Because if I give you an idea, you end up at the beach, but I'm wanting you to be in the farm. You end up in your house. I'm thinking, why aren't you in the church or whatever, or the Shakespeare's Globe? You see how actually in improv, diversity is a wonderful thing, diversity of thinking. And if we can create things that we both are part of, that's a really powerful message. And often when you come and see an improv show, it's not because we're perfect. It's because we enjoy the sharing, the vulnerability. I don't know what you're going to say. I don't know what he's going to say, but we do it together. So we could have another go. We could even think of, let's have a go to yes and exercise. So Swati, as you have to go soon, should we have a quick one? A yes and. So Kajal, give us an occupation. These are two people. We have the same job. What is our occupation?
An online workspace consultant.
Okay. An online workspace consultant. Okay. Swati, you know the game. Yes and. So listen, accept, then build it up for me. And I'll do the same for you, I hope. An online workplace consultant. Okay. So I'm excited to be going to this new client. They have a big office, and we're going to help them create a really good online workspace.
Yes, and I have quite a few ideas of how to model their workspace.
Yes, and at the moment it's a real mess. None of their books are color coordinated.
Yes, and did you look at the futon there? It was completely in shattered position.
Yes, and I think I need to tell people to avoid the up the nose shot.
Yes, and they really need to work on their ergonomics as well. They've been sitting all day.
Yes, and you know what? I'm thinking of doing a master's in online workplace solutions. I'm going to do it in Australia by the seaside.
Yes, and when you go to Australia, I can give you so many recommendations of what to see, what to eat, where to go, all of that.
Yes, and I heard that's what you did during your master's. You ate, you saw things, but you didn't do any work at all.
Yes, and I didn't really have to do that because I have a lot of money already. I do all this just for fun.
Yes, and I hear that's what, if you're clever, you just give money to the people and give you a master's. That's how it works.
Yes, and that's exactly what I did. That's why I was able to just eat and drink there.
Yes, and that's why I've stolen some money from your bank account.
Yes, and I did notice that, but it is such a small drop in the ocean. I don't care about it.
Yes, and you must be in a very high-paid job now.
Yes, and I don't want my employer to know about that. I already have so much money because I still need all those pay hikes.
Yes, and don't worry, your secret is safe with me. Thank you, Swati. So, we're now going to do a story. I don't know why we call it Swedish story, but it's called Swedish story. And what happens is, Bartosz, I'm telling the story, but sometimes I can't think of the right word. I need you to fill in the word or the concept or the phrase to help me build the story. Okay? So I might go, I'm walking down the street and I saw and you say what it is. Okay? Now, perfect. Thank you. So first of all, what is the object that you have? Can you reveal it for me now?
Iron.
It's an iron. So there you go. Now, when was the last time, thumbs up, did anyone iron any clothes lately? Is everyone just wearing what they wear to bed all the time? Just t-shirts? You know, I'm wearing nothing under this shirt. Well, I am. I'm wearing shorts, but basically, I don't remember the last time I wore kind of suit pants. No, I'm wearing shorts. It's okay. It's okay. I'm wearing shorts. When was the last time you wore real trousers or proper stuff? I speak to my mum every Sunday, and she's there on FaceTime, and she's got a necklace and she's got a beautiful blouse. So it's good that somebody's making an effort. Kajal, what's your object? Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a tape measure. And how long is it measuring right now? It's on 6 inches?
It's about 5.5 inches.
Okay, I'm liking that. Thank you. And okay, let's go. So let's ask Sarah, where can we set the scene? Maybe in the past or the future, or in a place, a location, geographical location?
I was thinking it could be a pub in Ireland.
A pub in Ireland. So a pub in Ireland. I don't know, are they open yet? I think they may be open, but socially distanced. So, okay. So Bartosz, you and I, we're just walking down the road in Ireland in this beautiful country location, and we see this pub. And the pub, the name of an iron. Grant kept saying, "What is an iron?" Show it again. There's an iron. Show it to us, Bartosz.
Oh, sorry.
You thread it away now. It's an iron. There we go. It was used pre-COVID. It's kind of, you make your shirts look nice. So I'm walking down the road in Ireland and I see a pub, and the pub is called
The Iron.
The Iron, yes. And I go in and everybody has immaculate shirts and their trousers are beautifully pleated. And I'm thinking, wow, I want to come here. And so I say to the barman, can I have a drink? Can I have
Guinness.
Guinness. It's ironed. And he said, oh, Swati, goodbye. We missed her. Everyone say goodbye, Swati. We missed her. So Guinness, he pours me a pint. And I said, it's very strange. This is the iron, and everyone's ironed their clothes. And he said, that's because many years ago there was
A storm.
a storm, and all the lightning hit all the houses, and everyone's iron blew up in a puff of smoke. And ever since then, we've been very careful. So we went to Dublin and we bought a bunch of irons, but we told the police we weren't buying irons in case they got suspicious. We told them we were actually buying
Cookies.
cookies. And so we disguised them as cookies. And he said, you aren't from the police, are you? I said, no, I'm actually a
Bartender.
bartender. I work in a bar in London. And my favorite drink to serve is the
Irish Iron.
Irish Iron. There we go. And he said, what's in that? And I said, well, there's vodka and there's orange juice and there's also
Whiskey.
whiskey. He said, wow, that sounds interesting. And so vodka, orange juice and whiskey. And, I said, can I have a snack? He said, we have some fried parrot here. I said, no, I don't want that. So he said, well, we've also got this. And I said, that looks delicious. What is it?
It's pasta.
Pasta. And he said, it's really delicious because the sauce is made of
Cabbage.
Irish pasta, cabbage sauce. It was delicious. And I ate it and it was so nice because, of course, it had some beautiful Italian fruit in it. And the particular fruit that made the cabbage so tasty was
Mango.
Okay. And then we had some mango pesto fruit. And I said, I want to come and live here. I want to give up my bartending work. And he said, well, you have to be careful. And I looked over there. There was a girl looking at me, and her name was
Kajal.
Luckily, I knew Kajal from before. And I said, would you like to try my Irish Iron? I gave her the whiskey, the vodka, the orange juice. She drank it, but she spat it out all over
Yourself.
all over me. And I said, how dare you do that? And she suddenly got angry and she produced a
riot.
She produced a riot. There was a riot in the iron. Everyone was running around with dangerous irons. I drank my whiskey. I drank my vodka. I managed to get out and I flew home, and I got home and I looked at my workspace and I thought, I need an online workspace specialist to help me with this. I must never go to Ireland again. Thank you, Bartosz.
Thank you.
So we can try another game now. And Kajal, this is a fun game where you have to, we do a story and your sentence has to begin, your first sentence is the last sentence of mine. So the word, rather, I went to the shop, I bought some cheese. Cheese is nice. Nice people eat cheese. Okay. So where should we say, Bartosz, where can we set this? Should we, maybe just we have maybe we have an occupation or a location?
Maybe you could be in a tropical rainforest.
Tropical rainforest. So there we are, Kajal and Neil. We're in the tropical rainforest, and suddenly I saw on the floor a spider.
Spider has 8 legs, and that just creeps me out.
Out! Get out of the jungle, the forest! Get out! I said to the spider. The spider did not move.
Move it must, because 8 legs scare me. If it had 7 legs, I would have been fine.
Fine, said the gamekeeper. You are fined for scaring the spiders. Here, give me $100.
Dollars is not what I'm carrying with me. I've got gold bricks and I'm going to hit you on the head with it.
It won't hurt me, he said, for I have a head made of Teflon and metal.
Metal in the rainforest? Have you completely lost your mind? Get out right now.
Now is the time I must tell you, Mr. the Gamekeeper, that I have bought this section of the rainforest. I am the owner.
Owner of this patch of land, owner of all spiders in the world, owner of potentially your head as well if you don't get out right now.
Now, let us not argue. I will let you keep your job. I have to kill the spider. I brought a big rifle.
Rifling through people's things is not really a good idea. That's what gets you into trouble and arrested.
Arrested? I've been arrested all over the world.
World? Just this one world? I've been arrested over many, many planets.
Planets? Yes, I'd love to travel to other planets. I hear they have spiders with 9 legs.
Legs is something you seem to be really obsessed with. Maybe you should stay here on Earth and not take your obsession to alien land.
Land. I see my helicopter is about to land. It's going to take me to Ireland to have a nice pint of Guinness.
Guinness is great, but you must try the iron at the Iron. They're delicious.
Delicious. Yes. I particularly would like to go to Ireland, and maybe you would like to come with me.
Me? Go with you? No, siree. I'm staying here with the 8-legged spider because I've still got to hunt it.
It. That's a good idea. We'll play a game of it. It's like tag. You chase me now.
Now? No. I don't chase people. People chase me. I assure you.
But that's true, I'm sure, Kajal. Thank you. Round of applause. So, Sarah, did you like that story? Did you want it to go some other place?
I love the story. I think we can go to the desert.
Ah, you wanted to go to the desert?
Yeah, we had the tropical rainforest, so why not move into a different landscape?
Well, let's do the story of the desert. Can you show me the object you had hidden before? So that's like a glass head. Show it, keep it up. It looks very heavy. Who is it of?
Oh, I don't know. It just came from an antique store.
And does it have stuff in it? Oh, it's got water.
It got water inside.
Is it water?
Yeah.
Or is it vodka?
Well,
you can tell me. So we'll do a story in the desert. So now I'm saying that in life, you won't always have people say yes and. They won't always accept the offer. They might block. They don't want to block. They just see the world differently. So we're going to just practice saying no. Sarah and the other 3, just give me thumbs up or a nod if you like the no. Just give me a no. Try saying no.
No.
Try another one that's like nice.
No.
Ooh. That's nice. Do that no, and I like that one. Do a really nasty no.
No.
We like that. Okay. So that's wonderful. So your glass head, does he or she have a name?
Yeah. I think she's Clara.
Claire. Okay, Claire. So let us imagine that we are in the desert, as you asked. Now, what happens is a bit like the story we just did, but I'll do the story, but you can, if you don't like the idea, you say no. If you like it, you say yes. So let's hear a yes.
Yes.
Oh, we've lost Kajal. Okay. We're losing everybody. It'll just be me and Noah soon. So you say yes if you like it, no if you don't like it. Okay. So like I was walking down the street, I saw a car. You say no. Then I'll say I saw a man. No, I saw a woman, or I saw a spacecraft. If you like it, you go yes. And I can tell from your yes how much you like it or don't, perhaps, maybe. That's what I got to work on. Okay. So Kajal, you're back. Maybe were you measuring something that was more than 5.5 inches? I didn't say anything. Okay, so we're in the desert. Sarah, we're in the desert, and the desert is in Morocco.
Yes.
We're in Morocco, and we've come from Casablanca. we're on a camel, a beautiful camel.
Yes.
It's a beautiful camel, a brown camel that we
No.
help. It's a purple camel.
Yes.
It's a purple camel that we helped to liberate from the zoo.
Yes.
Yes, it was fed up with the parrot and the lion. And we're on the camel. We each have our own camel, the purple camel. And the guide is telling us, we must take you where there is a magical glass lady.
Yes.
And her name is Claire.
Yes.
And we stopped. We stopped in a little tent. We had something to eat. We had French fries.
No.
We had beautiful hummus.
No.
No, we had delicious pasta with mango, cabbage, and stuff.
No.
We had steak.
Yes.
We had steak. We're just steak, rare steak, eating meat, just meat. And there we are. Coffee, eggs, inspiration. They want a glass head. So we're having the steak. We're having a great time. But the leader of the camel caravan said to us, "Beware. There is a curse. Those who seek the glass head of Claire, if they are not careful, they're turned into statues."
Yes.
Yes, and they're turned into statues of chickens.
No.
Yeah, you're turned into statues of beautiful young Polish men.
No.
You're turned into statues of mermaids and mermen.
Yes.
And I said, I don't know. Maybe I do want that. Maybe I don't. But we got on our camels, and we saw some palm trees eventually by an oasis.
Yes.
And the camel driver said, "Shh, beware. The glass head is the other side of the oasis. Before we get to it, we must sing a song."
Yes.
And we had to sing a song. So we sang a song. It was by Justin Bieber.
No.
No, we did. We sang a beautiful opera aria.
Yes.
And as we sang, we saw emerging from the other side of the oasis through the palm trees 2 beautiful young men dressed in gold.
No.
No, we saw 2 beautiful elephants holding the glass head of Claire. And we said, "We have arrived." And the camel driver said, "Beware, beware, you must go with a true heart." And I said, "I have a true heart."
No.
I said, "I don't have a true heart.
Yes.
I'm evil. Sarah and I are evil. We will win the glass head because we have a big gun.
No.
We have magical powers.
Yes.
We have magical powers. We can help anybody with their programmatics."
No.
No, we can help anybody with data analytics.
Yes.
Yes, okay. And so the camel driver said, "Oh, data analytics." And he ran away scared. And the elephants came to us and said, "You are the king and queen of data analytics." And they gave us the glass head. And we took it home. We took it back to London. And we took it to an antique shop. And we sold it to a man called Coffee, Eggs and Inspiration. No, we didn't sell it. We just took it home to London. And that's where it's still in our house. In our beautiful house. Thank you, Sarah. Excellent. So thank you very much. Again, thank you for the offers. In that case, you saying no was a good offer. Wasn't it?
Yes.
And actually, I work with management consultants, and one consultant said, sometimes a block is okay. It depends how you take it. Because if you're a management consultant or any job where you say, "How's it going?" and they go, "Yeah, fine." It's not really an offer. Whereas if you say, "Well, this is wrong," or "this needs doing," it's much clearer. So we can work with an offer. So that's interesting to just how much we take assumptions of the way people say things or don't say them as well. Certainly, wave at me. In fact, none of you are English. Who finds English people or British people very odd? Because we don't say what we mean. We'll go, "Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Interesting.
And you don't know what we're thinking. So often I do workshops about improv and people say, "Can you just help us understand British people who never quite say what they mean?" And then, of course, we get offended with people who they actually said what they meant. How rude. They must be from another country. What's going on? Anyway, I sat next to a wedding recently, and I'm not married to an improviser, and this guy was married to an improviser. I said, "What's it like being married to an improviser?" He said, "Well, when we're having arguments, my wife will say, look, I need a strong, clear offer. So she uses improv jargon to have an argument. Luckily, I don't do that. But now we're going to do we're going to end up now. We may come up with some wisdom. We'll do a one word a time, but we're going to leave some proverbs. So you know what a proverb is like? Never eat cheese on a Tuesday. But we'll go, so Neil is 1, Bartosz is 2, Sarah 3, Noah 4, Kajal 5. And we'll go, now the proverb may be 5 words, maybe 10 words, maybe 3 words. But what we have to do is, we are a guru, we're a wise person. So we'll put our hands here like this, put them up into the screen. If something comes up that's very wise and profound, we go, wise, wise, wise. Okay, so put your hands down there. So let's just do our numbers. Neil is 1, Bartosz is
2,
Sarah, Noah,
4,
Kajal,
5.
Okay, so everyone's unmuted. Let's go. So it's a proverb, so a saying, a motto, whatever. So never
eat
Crisps.
wise, wise, wise. Sometimes you hit a deeper truth earlier than you expect. So Noah, you're next.
always
Measure.
Everything. Wise, wise, wise.
wise.
Okay, Bartosz.
please
Leave.
Naked.
Wise, wise, wise. Okay, good. I think we're finding some new mission statements for Google, don't you think? We're finding some greater truths here. So Kajal, you start. You can start with anything.
Pens.
Are
best
4.
Killing.
Your.
enemy. Wise, wise, wise.
Wise.
There we go. There we go. Bartosz.
mornings
Unfortunately.
Get.
Brighter.
If
people
Don't.
Close.
There.
minds. Wise, wise, wise. That was almost real wisdom, wasn't it, for a moment? Okay, we've got a couple of minutes left. We might give Guy a chance to say goodbye in a moment. So I'll start with never
ever
Do.
What?
Neil.
says. Wise, wise,
Wise.
Okay, thank you very much. Everybody at home, thank you very much. Put some things in chat. We'll be here next week on Thursday, I think. I'll be talking about video conferences, but I want to give a huge round of applause to my friends Kaja and Swati and Bartosz and Sarah and Noah. So thank you very much. Hooray, hooray. We could do this as well. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to have volunteers, and you all guys were great. So open, enthusiastic, and I hope we can meet in real life one day. So Guy, are you still there? I think we might have to go back to me and Guy. So just say goodbye. Oh no, Guy's there. Okay. Guy, do you want to wrap up? Thank you so much, everybody.
Guys, thank you very much. I think I can tell you, like, I was on the backstage and laughed all day, all way through. So it was an amazing session. Thank you very much, Neil. Thank you very much for all our amazing volunteers. Next week, we're going to meet again on the 25th of June. The invite calendars is already in your calendars. And yeah, until then, please stay safe.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my volunteers.
Thank you, Neil, very much.
Thank
We
you.
had great
you.
fun.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. We're still here.